Let's talk about marketing, how to really get the phone to ring, how to get leads to your home service company, but without discounting. And this is an ever raging debate. If you've ever talked to a marketing company and you own a home service business, on one side, the marketers are getting leads and the home service businesses are arguing that they're cheap leads. And they're always going back and forth with each other. And I've been in this conversation before with marketers advertising for my own company. Let's talk about it and let's figure out why this conversation keeps coming up over and over. All right. Number one, and I say this all the time, and there's a couple things on why marketers are in their understanding and in home service businesses are their understanding why they don't connect. All right, so let's talk about it. As a home service business owner, I've owned my HVAC company for 20 years and I bring in a lot of data. I record everything. I record closing rates over the phone. I record how many follow-ups, at which touch do the people normally buy. We record average ticket. We have all of that data by each lead source. So I know everything. If they come in on Facebook, this is the closing rate, this average ticket. If they come in on postcard, closing rate, average ticket. If they come in on each different one for many years. Now, when I hire a marketing company, I am going to compare the leads that they bring in to what we have historically. And if they're lower, cheaper ticket, cheaper revenue, all of that, then I naturally would attribute it to why are we bringing in leads? And so I found it to be this. The average marketing company, not all, okay? Some are really, really, really good. And I found some that are way better than me. But the average marketing company doesn't understand branding and persuasion. The way that they bring in leads, because they're collecting money and they just want to send you as many leads as possible, oftentimes because us contractors complain a lot and we say we're not getting any leads because we're not paying attention. So they're almost forced to just get as many leads as possible, especially at the beginning. And a really quick way to do that is to run a discount because people are scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And how do you get their attention, right? Nobody cares about a picture of an air conditioner, but they do care about the word free. They do care about $29 or something super cheap. So what marketers typically do is they avoid persuasion techniques because it's harder to learn. It takes a lot of effort and they'll just run a discount and get you leads. Here's the problem with that before we start talking about the branding side. When we don't understand human psychology and why people buy, and we just go the easy route and just offer something for free or at a steep discount, then we put it in the contractor's responsibility to close or to change the mindset or the reason why the person came in, which is very difficult. If someone is price-minded and price-minded only, typically us contractors want to weed those people out because those are not our avatar. Those are not our customers. What we normally do is we want people who, obviously every person cares about price to some point, but we want those people that care less about price and more about value. Not they don't care about value at all, they only care about price. So if we don't have a persuasive element in that ad that puts our brand forward, talks about the value, talks about the credibility, shows the company as a high value company with the discount in there, then you're only getting the cheap customers. Because a customer that only cares about value and price is on a lower tier, these are high earning people, they're going to look at the discount and then look at the ad and say, okay, well, he's a discount, but is he good? And they're not going to call. If the ad shows all of the value of the company and puts that best foot forward and puts the discount, that high earning person probably will call because they're going to look and say, wow, good company, they look safe, they look professional, and they're running a special, let me call them. Now, if you only put the price, then you're only going to get that cheap customer. So do you understand what's going on here? This is where customer psychology matters. Branding matters. What does the ad look like? What does your brand look like? I'll give you an example. I run an ad from time to time that is just a photo of me and my father. And in the ad, it tells the story and it says, hello, my name is Michael. I was born on a shelf in a hardware store. At least that's what it feels like as the son of a tradesman. And then it go on to talk about how we've been in business for 20 years, blah, blah, blah. That connects with people. That makes people say, wow, he comes from a long line of tradesmen. Wow, he's been in business 20 years. Wow. This kind of starts to overshadow the price and it brings in people that care more about that. So when that person calls and you have a higher price, they hired you because they value it anyway. And that ad has time after time after time shown value. We recently ran another campaign through email where we talk about what we give back to our community. And we've had big, major sales because there are people that say, I want to spend money on that company because they're giving back to young adults in my community. It takes a lot more effort to do that. So what you need to be asking your marketing company is, how are you going to position my company in these ads? If they're just going to position it as, well, we're going to run a deal, $20 maintenance special, and then you're going to convert them. You can't convert someone's psychology because they've been that way their whole life. And this is why they're going back and forth, back and forth. So I'd encourage you, whenever you work with a marketing company, now you don't want to hire them and tell them everything that they need to do. If you have to do that, that means the marketing company is no good. You want to let them do what they're good at, do what they've studied, and do all that. But you do need to know as a business owner how to tell if they're good at marketing. And this is what you need to know. Is the marketing company going to put my brand forward? What you want from them is, you want all of your ads to look the same, right? Because you're getting impressions. You want your brand colors, your brand image, your brand logo, all of that to look the same so that every time someone sees that impression, they recognize it, because you're trying to occupy real estate in your customer's mind. It's a lot cheaper if you have a powerful brand and you have a powerful story to get people to Google your company because they remembered you. Otherwise, you'll always be a slave to running ads and specials. That's not the goal. You don't have to run ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. You don't have to do it. It's not a necessity. That should be the icing on the cake. If your business lives and dies by ads, all that means is your company is not memorable. So you need to make sure, if you're doing that, that you're using that space to occupy real estate in your homeowner's mind by having the good brand images, having the persuasion, having the extra energy that it takes to tell a story in each ad. And this is where we often mix up. That's number one. Number two is, a lot of times we don't work together. Marketing company, home service company, we're doing two opposite things instead of having discovery meetings and finding out what the contractor wants and what the marketer needs. And for me, we have a company that does ours, Brian Henge, Ad Henge, shout out to him. I'll put his information here. He does all of our marketing, and we're constantly going back and forth where I say, hey, this is what I want. This is the story. This is what my company is doing in this season, in this community. Can you make sure that that shows somewhere? And then he's taking that information and he's saying, okay, well, these are the elements that make a really good ad. These have to be in there. So I'll find a way to put these elements in and tell your story at the same time, so that when someone sees that ad, even if they don't call us, they'll never forget that company name. Thanks for watching this. Put something in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day.